item connected to is not being fast enough to process the audio and video coming from it. That's my assumption, and out of the times I've seen that, that's what it is. So what type of system is that ATEM mini connected to? Sean White. Your hybrid video is exactly how the Church of God in Christ streamed their Holy Convocation to YouTube through the Impact Network. Yeah, somebody told me that. So I shared that, and there's a bunch of have connections with some folks. My brother-in-law is at Church of God in Christ. Kyle, J. Kyle, he's there. A bunch of the people that I know have connections with Church of God in Christ, so it's cool. So yeah, I saw that, and that's awesome. Rhonda. Question, OBS, anyone here have a problem with the monitor output headphones? Sound not coming through. Monitor is on, happens occasionally. It's not the headphones. I've tested it and switched. Honestly, Rhonda, which OBS are you using? Because I was having that problem in one of the questions that people had on OBS version 29. I haven't had that problem in a while, but I haven't had to test it. So I didn't test it that much in 28. So that could have been there as well too. It worked fine with 27.24. That's the last time I used it and tested it out. Hey, you are welcome. Robert Moore, can you share more about setting up your own ISP? You're going to, like, for example, there's a guy in the UK that kind of did that. He got a super, super, super fast line from a business, and then he set up distribution, Wi-Fi distribution, like what I'm doing at the transition home at our church, and set up antennas to beam internet to other locations. So Unify also has a WISP wireless ISP. I think that's what it stands for. So you can get equipment that does that. I always wanted to do something to set up something kind of over the top like that. So if I come over here to their products, so some of these, he has this set up. And let me see if I can find it, that YouTube video. So that's Ubiquity Wisp. And I'll know that's him. How I'm selling internet in 20 times via Wi-Fi. This is the dude that talks about it, and I don't want to play the video, but he talks about that as well on how to do this. So you can set up accounts with it. It has payment information and everything that people have to pay for the Wi-Fi. He sets this up and then beams it and has an antenna that's put on the house, and it sends internet to them. And it's just like an ISP. He's paying for his main pipe that he's paying for. Then it's more bandwidth, and he can set the bandwidth limits to whoever it's going to. And then they have to pay a monthly fee. It's paid through online through the whole WISP devices that Unify has. And hey, if you don't pay, they cut the connection, blah, blah, blah. You still have a connection to connect to pay your bill, but in the internet, it was shut off. And he put these antennas on his house in his neighborhood. So I will put a link to his video in the chat. Your own ISP. Set up your own ISP. Awesome. Woo. Yeah, people across the street, they need to be near mics, yet sit as far back in church as possible. Yeah, that's when you have to have more crowd mics and maybe distributed ones so it can cover that range. Rhonda's saying that was on OBS 27. I don't know, because I was using 27.24 and I didn't have any issues with that. So I don't know. I'll have to play back with that. And your question was, I gave it the last time and just used my AirPods to monitor from Facebook feed. Strange. Parker, yep, I am still awake. Have not fallen asleep at all, but I'm going to fall asleep hard after my consultation at 12:30. So, yeah, really excited. I am going to take a break here in a second so we can recoup and phone live streaming. Again, thank you everybody who's actually given towards this. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to bring y'all along when we select who it's going to be, as well as we install it. I'm going to be really excited about that as well. So let's go ahead and take, I'm gonna pop back on the music here, a little bit different from the videos, and I'm gonna put my timer on here. So give me a second and we'll be back. I'm gonna pop back on the music here, a little bit different from the videos, and I'm gonna put my timer on here. So give me a second and we'll be back. had the music muted. I was like, what in the world that coming from? All right, so let's see. What comments have we missed? Streets of Destiny, hello. Thanks for joining us back. Nathan, our church is running Boxcast to send our live stream out to platforms. We connected to our PoE switch. Actually, I got an email from Boxcast. Want to talk with them about that. I had a couple more donations here as well too. Let me see. All right, PayPal. Yeah, the PayPal donation, and we're at $14.65. So thank y'all for that. Let me see. I had an email here. Okay. So anyway, I'm sorry, I was reading this, so I gotta follow back up with this. Anthony, man, morning everyone, and I'm up and back with you, man. I'm telling you, man. Can I pass it off? Oh, I still got the clock on. Hold on a second. Man, if I can hand this off and you can take the baton and run the rest of the way, I'll be excited. Box.10 tells us that our connection is unstable, no reason. I personally have not worked with that, so I'm not sure. But like normally, this is a process of elimination. What I like to do is in your setup, if you're going to Boxcast, technically, whatever you have, install OBS or something like that and try and stream directly to whatever platform. If you're getting the exact same thing, then it's something with your network and it is causing the connection. If you're streaming perfectly fine, it might be something else. I don't know. It's just, I'm not blaming guilt on anything. I just look at the information. Like I have people to say, hey, Facebook is having a problem and they're saying this, and this. All right. And you go stream and they, whoever saying, oh, it's your internet connection. But if you stream somewhere else and it's not a problem, then, it's stuff like that you have to work through. Francisco, what's going on? Francisco, come on, man. Come on now. I know you've been training with your daughter, keeping you up at night, man. I should be able to hand this off. And you got this. Bruh, man. So let's go back. Well, no, that was that. We don't need to do here. Look, I look like a Roman with this blanket on over my shoulder. Or a tunic. Not a tunic. Is that? I don't know. Whatever. Let's see. Man, I'm excited. I really am. But I'm also tired. So. Trivia. Entertainment. That's my brother-in-law. BZB Gear PTZ. Did I do this one? Church 5 Ways. Francisco saying, still struggling. Man, I'm I'm on the ropes a little bit myself right now. But let's see. I don't know if we did this one or not. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and this is going to be a kind of a different type of video. A lot of times I'm sitting talking with other ministries and they're having some issues with trying to just move forward and change, or they're kind of stuck in the same type of things that they're doing. And I wanted to share with you something from my employment days of something that I like to put in place in ministries to try and help guide them to find answers to those tough questions that they might have some issues trying to solve. So let's go. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. First off, let me pause this. But yes, Friendship Baptist Church. Yes, we almost there. We almost there. Woohoo! And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a patron or a YouTube member by clicking one of the links down below. So what is one of these steps? It's in my employment days, I was actually I think a green belt in Six Sigma. It is a procedure of handling certain different situations in business. So what I want to take from that is one aspect that I like to do and use in different situations when I talk with people or try to find a situation, the answer to a situation. It's called the 5 whys. Now, what is the 5 whys? All it is you ask a question and you don't stop asking why until you go down 5 levels. What's the purpose of that? It helps remove the basic knee-jerk reaction to the answer that most people would normally use, and it forces them to move beyond that. So what is the 5 whys? Simply, how I like to twist it a little bit, is you ask a question, you ask why, but then once you go down to the next layer, you cannot use your first answer to answer the next why. And you keep doing that until you get down to the bottom. A lot of times it forces you to think outside the box and really look at the question behind the question. So one of the main things that I like to, and I'm going to be talking about this in another topic. So one of the main questions is, why does it seem like a lot of young adults and kids are not coming to church? One of the knee-jerk reactions that I feel is, oh, because they're lazy, or they're falling away from the church, they're falling away from ministry, they're falling away from God, blah, 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 something like that. Okay, let's entertain that. If that's true, why? And it forces you to think outside of that typical question. So the first normal answer is, oh, because parents aren't bringing their kids to church. That's why young adults aren't there. Okay, why? Why aren't they bringing them to church? Oh, because they don't think church is important. Okay. Why? Why don't they think church is important? Because they're not reading the Bible the way they should. Why are they not reading the Bible? Because no one has taught them how to do it. Why? Why has no one taught them? Because they don't come to Bible study and Sunday school. Why don't they come to Bible study and Sunday school? Because it is not the type of teaching that they like. So why are people not, this is just an example, why aren't young adults or parents bringing their kids to church or ministry or whatever? Let's look all the way down. Because it's not being taught to them in a manner that's relevant to them. You see, it's forcing you to get out of the quick and easy answer of just blame. Blame is really not the solution. It's always a question behind it. So I sit and ask you and give you a suggestion to try this with other things like, oh, why is our ministry not live streaming? Because we don't think live streaming is important. Why? Because everybody should come to church. Why? Because that's how we were taught. Why? Because that's all our parents knew. Why? Because of that's all they were allowed to do. Why? Because the state of affairs at the time, this is the only thing was that. Now you can look back at those questions and be like, is this a tradition, or is it just something that we have been regurgitating and repeating over and over again? So again, I entertain and challenge y'all to any of those tough situations. Ask the 5 whys. Ask 5 times why you're actually even doing anything, but don't use the previous answer at every level that you move down. All right, so we got to pause. Let's come on here. We got some more comments. And Ty has a question. He says, what's a typical what is a typical weekday for you from sunrise to sunset? I'm normally, no matter what, I'm normally up around like 6:30. I go through reading the prayer of Jabez in the morning, brush my teeth, get downstairs, take my meds, take vitamins in the morning, 6. Typically, if my daughter's with me, we out of the house at 7. She's at daycare. Her daycare has changed now. So if she was with me, she has a little bit later to get up, and I just take her directly to school. Then I get back, and either I start working on a video. If I have an install or something like that, I'm normally there around like 9 and work throughout the day. And then doing emails, doing videos, doing research, doing reading, doing some research on different products. Most of the time it's doing videos nonstop. I'll do something around like 1, get something to eat, go back, do the same thing, go pick her up at 3 if she's with me, come back home, get her stuff straight, either take her to martial arts or whatever I have at the time. If it's a day that she has martial arts, if not, sit down, get dinner, make her dinner, go back, get her squared away, make sure she's cleaned up, got her stuff set out for school tomorrow, make sure her stuff is packed, make sure her room is organized, make sure she takes a bath. When my daughter's with me, bedtime is at 7:30, so that she's up. I like to keep her on a routine. After that, I go back downstairs, do some more stuff, typically finish up 1 or 2 videos that day, answer some emails, go back and forth, order products for business, equipment, whatever, do consultations, whatever's going on. Normally around 9:30, typically my daughter is hemmed and hawed and she's finally asleep. Go in her room, pray over her, give her a kiss on the forehead, come back downstairs, may turn the PlayStation on, play for about like 5 minutes, but then I'm either reading a book, watching YouTube, catching up. So some of the channels I'm doing research on and working, and then on a good day, I'll be in bed at 11 o'clock. But typically I'm not in bed until 2. Get up, rinse and repeat. 6 o'clock, get my daughter up, get her ready, rinse and repeat. That's my typical day. If it's Wednesday, that afternoon, going to church. If it's online Bible study or in person, typically if it's in person and somebody else is going to be there, I won't go intentionally. So it forces everybody else to learn. So if they have issues, they work through it instead of me always coming to the rescue. I just dropped my phone. That's mainly it. And then depending on the day, and that's during the weekday. And on Fridays, it's the same thing, but instead I get back home, and then at 9, I do a dry run of my Q&A and go rest for about an hour, then start the countdown at 10:15, and then go live at 10:30. Back here, unstable connection. We get that in London version using OBS to stream, then lose connection, go to OBS to Zoom, then stream, same details, fine. Yeah, Zoom is a little bit different. It doesn't need as much bandwidth as streaming with something else. So that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, folks, thank you so much. Yeah, we're under 3 hours. We're almost there. Home stretch. Harry, hello, good morning. Back to Sean. My name updated everywhere except YouTube. Have everyone liked the video yet. Sean, give it a second. It should take a second to update. And if it doesn't, then there's also your channel name. You can update it if you don't want in the comments because it carries over the same way. That is your name for the channel that carries over as well if it didn't sync over. It used to be the same. If it, and you might have to give it a second for it to propagate down as well. Bruh. Ooh. Man, this has been an adventure. Let's see. What else is going on? So I'm looking at Facebook to see what else is going on. Not seeing too much going on. Let's see. So, I mean, let me ask y'all, out of this whole experience by seeing, I jokingly say this, mean this in all jokingness, through the torture I put myself through, what did y'all learn out of this? If anything, what did y'all gain out of watching all this fun stuff ensue? I'm just looking at comments and people are so silly. But let me know, what do y'all think? What did y'all get out of this whole thing? I mean, I realized I could do more than I thought I can do. Again, the body can do what the mind tells it to do. That's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Man. Eyes tired, folks. But anyway, let me see what the comments are. I'm too busy looking on here. Let's see. Should we cut back over to the video? Let me know. Yeah, let's cut back over it. And we'll see what we can get through as well, too. Now, I'm going to give you a tip. Sometimes you might find the answer before you go down all 5 levels. And another tip is if somebody starts getting emotional with their answers, angry or sad or anything like that, you're seeing that that is a stronghold in that area that may be the cause for why they're doing something. If somebody getting angry about something, it's you're challenging something that they're used to. And again, the 5 whys are not to fight or anything like that. It's to really get to the answer. Because at this point in time, do you still want to just have your feelings and your back patted, or do you really want to get a situation solved? So that's whether that's about buying new tech, whether that is trying to get more young people into your ministry. Do you just want to be comfortable, or do you want to get a solution? So again, really short video, but this is just what came to my mind when I was driving to church this morning, and it just made me sit back and think, this is what we used to do in the corporate world when we were trying to find the real solution to a problem that it seems to be evading everybody. Take that same skill and try and use that in different aspects of your ministry. I think you would be surprised just how much you can actually find out when you're forced to keep asking why 5 times and you're not allowed to use the same answer for every level. You can probably get to the heart of a lot of situations and really open your mind to different aspects that your initial view is forcing you to, is blinding you from real truth that you can actually find. So Hopefully that helps. We're going to be talking about some other stuff like this in an exciting little project that we have coming up pretty soon. Stay tuned. That way you don't miss out when we do that. And how you can do that is make sure you have that bell notification on. That way you'll get notified when we come out with other videos. So again, really short video. It is not world changing, but hopefully just give you a different type of spin on how you can attack some different questions that you might have that y'all may not have been able to find answers to. Again, the 5 whys. Keep asking why every five times, and you're not allowed to use the answer from the previous level. Hopefully it can get you to the real question behind the question of why things are happening that way they are. So if you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified. All right. So I just abruptly stopped that. I should have faded that, but Bruce Adams. The goal of helping someone else ministry keep our minds on the stream even when we sleep. Can we do it? How can we help in future ones that you do? So that was going back to my question of what did y'all get out of that? Awesome. Mr. Perez, do you have plans to scale up your business? You must get more requests than you can handle on your own. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you. Be Shorty, for me, I got to see who you are, the person. It is good. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Anthony, for me, attempting to help as many people as you can makes this worthwhile. This makes 3 years that I've been a part of the family here and have enjoyed the ride. Awesome. I'm glad you got something out of it. And it's like, my thing is like, what's that? Let my living not be in vain or whatever. I know I say it like that. I want to make sure that whatever we do, time is the one thing that we never get back. And I want to make sure that I think this is tiring, but I think this has been one of the best uses of all 24 hours that I've had that just went to help, And I don't feel that any of it has been wasted. And I feel that the people who've been on it, y'all have got something from it. And then as well as the people who are going to come back behind it after the fact as well, too. So, excuse me. I'm really excited about that. Just the whole thing. Just really excited. So let's see. We got some. I also can see the limits of YouTube, Facebook, and all this other stuff. I'm really surprised that Vimeo killed my stream. Not really understanding what's up with that. But anyway. We got some comments on here. Great video as always. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Can you please make your audio a bit louder next time? We'll do. I think that's an older video. We'll work on that. Worst job in the world. Insulating. Let's see. Yeah, man. Like I said, we're almost at 2 hours and 30 minutes. Man, that's how I was feeling when I was driving back from Alabama. Man, that drive was so daggone long. I was like, man, is it ever gonna end? Am I gonna get home? And I just had to keep telling myself, yeah, it is. Keep putting one foot in front of the other, AJ. You will get there. And I wish people would put better protection on their accounts, man. All the spam and junk coming through. All right, we got a question. Oh, never mind. All right, answer it, and you was just saying thanks. All right, let's see what else we got. Man, Sean White, any recap on some of the questions you got while we were asleep here in the U.S. time zone? Honestly, a lot of it was just kind of like stuff that we've answered already that it was new to them because they didn't hear the questions we did earlier. Nothing really earth-shattering. We did make a video. We did the editing. I don't know if you saw that, where we edited an entire video and went through my entire process from thumbnail all the way through and posting it, and got a bunch of people watching that. In that amount of time, we've got like 223 views, 26 views. Really desired to have more than that, but hey, it is what it is. Again, really just keep hammering away at it. You know what they say, a blind squirrel finds a nut sooner or later. So I mean, we're just driving forward to making content that helps out and just believing we're going to hit a million view video sooner or later. Slow and steady wins the race. A lot of people want to have instant success, but then it's like, can you really handle it? It's like ministries. You want your ministry to grow, but if tomorrow, whenever you have service, if you have it today or tomorrow, if 250 guests showed up, can you handle that? Not just you. Can your building handle that? Can your leadership? Can the people? Can your ushers? Do you have the seats to handle that? Do you have enough people to contact all those people and reach out to them? You know, everybody's always wishing for all this growth, but have you prepared for it? You know, before it happens, you know what they say, signs follow, they don't proceed. Meaning you got to get stuff ready first, then the signs follow. You know, you got to be prepared. So again, I think during the tough times of like, hey, how do you get through when if you can figure out how to get through when you only make $100 a month and you're able to make it, then you got some skills that's going to be able to help you get through when you're making $1 million a month, you know? Ty, talk about what he's learned. I've learned that what we're passionate about will drive and motivate us. You are passionate about service to others. I've also learned you're a dreamer by nature. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Phantom Hacker. Hey, AJ, how can I upload sermons on Spotify? I've done it before, but completely forgot. I've never done them directly. I always use the service. So originally I would use Wooshka, and I've registered it through Wooshka, and their API did that. We're going to go back through and do stuff with Anchor. I do have Anchor. It's been a minute. And I'm going to start trying to do some of my stuff in like the Q&As. I want to start doing that on a podcast as well too. So again, a lot of stuff. I mean, yeah, I get tired. It's only one person, but hey, we can do more. We can do more. I mean, I ain't trying to overwhelm myself, but I mean, we can do more. Daniel, back. Welcome back. Man, that was the longest 7 minutes I think I've ever seen. Man, I was like, I know we should have been under like 2:30, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm excited, folks. Let's see what we're at. So, again, if you like the stuff that we're doing, folks, please make sure you hit the like. If you've been watching and you want to leave a comment, hey, go ahead and subscribe. Hey, this is what we do, folks. I mean, it ain't nothing different. This is what we do. So thank you so much. We have a donation here. So PayPal, we're at $1,475. YouTube, we're at $858.57. I mean, we're almost at the point where we're about $600 shy of YouTube super chats matching PayPal. Either way, I'm excited about it. We're going to be able to help bless the ministry with what we get and to be able to bless them and really want to be able to give something that they're really going to use. And I know that I have people that get on here that are not a part of churches. And I mean, they have a possibility of winning. I don't know if it's a ministry as well. I just pray and believe that whatever we do is actually going to bless the ministry and reach them. Let's go back to our chat here. Phantom Hacker will say, okay, Thule, thanks. Audacity don't work on my church PC. There's also SoundPad to use. What do you prefer I can use for recording for Spotify? Honestly, I used to use for my audio, I used DaVinci Resolve. Just because it has a good audio editor as well too. I'm not doing a bunch of crazy stuff, but I mean, it gives me the effects that I need. And yeah, it may be overkill, but for me, if I can do my video editing and my audio in one place, it worked for me. Angelo, what do you think of the X32 compared to Persona's digital mixers? I haven't used the Personas that much. I have a couple of ministries that I've used. I haven't used them in depth, but from a general consensus of basic of capturing sound and sending it and blah, blah, blah. I mean, you don't notice the difference. I mean, they may have called something. You have mixed buses to auxes and all this other stuff. A bunch of I gotta be careful of that right there. I was feeling that. That was feeling so good there for a second. So we gotta keep our eyes wide open. But I mean, from a basis, I mean, from what I've interacted with, I mean, they work fine with me. And I mean, the gist of how everything is working, doing the routing is just a little bit different. But once you get the concept, it's just like learning a programming language. When you understand the concept of object-oriented programming, I mean, once you learn the syntax of a different language, you got the skill to write that. So, I mean, I did stuff with Ada that you don't even use anymore. And then understanding the syntax helped me write SQL, helped me write C, C++. Didn't really get into Java that much, but Python, all these other languages, Visual Basic, you learn the stuff. So that's what I'm thinking. All right, it said not SoundPad, meant WavePad, not a problem. Man, that was the longest 3 minutes. Like, what in the world? Maybe I need to stop looking at the clocks, like some of y'all said. Yes, DaVinci Resolve can. You link your headphones to it, and it will record. So, like, for example, hey, that gives me a break. Let's check that out. And let me see. I got some music on here. Let me see if I can sample something that your boy done wrote. That way I don't get hit for anything. Let's search over here for Holmes. Looking for some music. Again, if I haven't said it, y'all, thank y'all so much. All y'all hanging with me. Whatever amount of time, if you're only hanging out for 5 minutes or you've been hanging out for 12, 16 plus hours, thank you so much. All right, so there's my album right there. AJ Holmes. Let me see what music I can use. That's just a touch. Thought I had more than that. I need to have something that I've used. So that way I definitely don't get hit for anything. If I had my keyboard down here, we would just do something. And I don't want to play with some of this stuff. Let's see. Trying to find some. I don't know why I just had Busta Rhymes in my head. Throw your hands up. Throw your hands up. Let's do sound. Come on. Because I can't do it like I normally would. I actually use the track and I sing along to it. And then maybe we can do this au naturel. Let's see. I just need a key to know where we're at. All right, so inside of here, we're going to go to edit. And I'm just going to do... I need to do something just to add a track. And we're just going to do a solid color. All right, so we got 2 tracks right there. Let's add another. All right, so we got that. So now we're going to be in Fairlight. And first, we need to link our input. So I'm going to come in here to track A1. Come in here. We're going to link our input. What's our input? I'm going to link it, not Road Connect. Why is that showing Road Connect? Audio. What is my input? No, it's not Road Connect. music edit. All right, let's try. Oh, my email. All right, let's try this again. DaVinci Resolve. Daniel, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Okay, awesome. I used to have something that was kind of like that, but it did it for MIDI stuff. Let's see. Input. Why are my inputs not there? Oh. I really don't know why it's doing that. Audio normally can have multiple things. So I don't know why it's necessarily doing that. So if we do input, I don't know why I don't have anything as a connection here. Audio input device, it's right there. Input. Normally I should be able to patch over the mic. I have no idea why it's not showing. But typically you would patch what your mic is going to be. It connects into that, and then you go from there. I don't know why it's not doing it this time, so I might have to do that as a follow-up. So my bad. I don't know why that's doing that. I moved, so now I am going to get my church online starting with Spotify. This is why I'm preparing myself with Spotify. We'll be having a face-to-face meeting with my pastor regarding the plan of action. Okay, and be on the lookout because, like I said, I'm trying to do some more stuff with my church as well too to do that. Sean White, have anyone come out with a cooling pad like what you can buy for a laptop yet? What is it going to be used for? Anyone come out with a cooling pad like what you can buy for? I mean, but what device is it going to be for? I think I just said that. Now I'm getting tired because I'm repeating what I said. I need to stop looking at the clock because I was getting ready to say, come on, man. I know we didn't got that much time done gone through. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah. Mm. Oh my gosh. Good stretch. Anybody else? What do y'all get out of this whole stream? Has it given you any ideas to try the same thing yourself? Antonio, you're back. Good morning again. Phantom Hacker, I will be using my church PC to record. The church PC is connected to the mixer. Awesome. But why is I don't understand why my sound is not doing that. But let me do it this way. Let me see if I can connect it this way. Because that is the Rode Connect. Oh. Ooh, my battery is low. All right, so we got the Rode on, and this would be the Rode Connect. Now, this is not an ideal way. Awesome. I am glad I am helping. Let's cut back over here one more time. Let's see. Can we get this working now with my... Did this time jump up? I thought it said 2:30. 2 hours and 31 minutes. I mean, unless I'm tripping, unless I'm seeing stuff, I really thought it had less than that. Prepare a tote board for the last hour. Um, all right, let's see. I got this on now. Let's see if we go in here. What shows up? Are you serious? But I have it on. All right, let's do Road Connect. Testing. I'm not getting nothing from here. Testing. My Road Connect. What in the world? Oh. Oh, that ain't working. I guess it's not meant for me to do that right now. Whatever. I know I've used it before. Oh no, you're not working. Maybe bad. Whatever. Now here's going to be a test. Normally I use Acid, not that, the program called Acid. Acid Music Studio by Sony. Let's see. Let's bring this over here. And this is another one you can do. And I want to see how this is going to work with this testing. So that's not working either. Man, what in the world is going on? Audio device. Audio. What in the world? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. None of my stuff is working. I don't know what's going on. Tools. MIDI. Properties. Like, I don't understand what's up with my stuff. All right, let me switch it back to speaker here for a second. And then testing. Testing. No. Try one more time. Because we're on a PC. What you ever seen? Streets of Destiny was saying, may consider a fundraiser for our outreach ministry. I say, go for it. Go for it. Yo, this is crazy. I don't know why this is not working in here. Maybe I gotta do a restart, but we're definitely not gonna do that here. We're in the final stretch here. Man. Let's see. What else we got here? Cut back here. Sean. Let's see. Sorry for the A time. If not, be a great business opportunity for a ministry to break ground on. Yeah. Or should I say goodnight, AJ? Yeah, in a little bit, you're going to say goodnight. Well, you're helping me a lot. I'm glad I am. Streets of Destiny again. Yeah, I did say that. I wonder if DaVinci Resolve will be too strong for my church PC to handle. What's the specs on your system? Angelo, what do you use for video and audio storage? I use two Synology NASs that I have. So let me see. See if I can remote into one of them so you can actually see. All right. Roundtable, you tripping. Okay, that's one. Let me log in here. All right, so this is, oh, I had the wrong port. So here's one of them. I don't remember what the storage is. It looks like there's an update as well too. But let's look at the storage manager. This is the smaller one. So we have a total of 15 terabytes on this one of storage, and we're not using a lot of that. And then my second one, and I don't know if you can tell by the names, this is Roundtable, and because King Arthur, everything is, my network is Camelot, and all of my devices have some aspect to King Arthur in a Roundtable. So we got Excalibur, Avalon, Lancelot, all this other stuff, the Knights of the Round Table, and then Roundtable. All right, so let's look at this other one. Seems like we still got a lot of storage on this one. So this one we have a 3 terabyte, a 10.5 terabyte, and we have a 27 terabyte NAS that we're storing everything in. I have one NVMe to speed up caching, and I also have a 10 gigabit network switch inside of here that is, this computer talks to it. That's the only thing that's on that gigabit switch, as well as connections to switches back and forth. So inside of here, this is where we have my media store that has all my stuff here. Last 3 years, that's what you've been seeing me go through. My Envato storage, my Formation Sports, my Trigger Lot, which I probably at this point need to delete because I don't play games that much in here. But I had other stuff in here. Did I have any videos in here? This is when I was doing my streaming channel. Yeah, so we have Burnout. Oh, and that file doesn't play. Awesome. So we got to go through some other stuff. But that's what I use. I use the Synology NAS for my storage and stuff like that. Whew. Man. Sean, I feel the same way towards the end of my overnight shifts. I do my best not to look at a clock. Downside, my job involves timekeeping. Sam, as I turned up late, have you been doing a rounder 24-hour shift? Yeah, we've been going for a minute. Ashbury United Methodist. Good morning, Soldier. Do you have any idea when you'll be in the Maryland area again? Man, my words are slurring together. We would like to schedule a tune-up on our system. Yeah, just email D or email questions at AJayhomes.com, and we'll go from there. I know I'm supposed to be coming up there to fix my sister's computer, and y'all are not that far away from there, so we'll work on that. Ty, I learned that I need an organizational chart for ministry modernization. Major headings, networking, video streaming, hardware, audio, editing, backup and archiving, account subscription licenses. Maywell. Hey, AJ, my church is thinking about getting a new PC because ours is old. Would you recommend those mini PCs? Well, what's the role of what that computer is going to be? And I'll let you know. But at least my suggestions on using something like that. Back to Phantom Hacker. I don't know the exact specs of the church PC. How can I see the specs? Go to Cupid ID. That is a program that I've used many a time. CPU ID, excuse me. CPU ID, and you download this program right here, CPU Z, and I think I have it already. So in here, this will run. Might need to give it a little permissions. It's not doing nothing crazy to your stuff, but see right here, it'll give me the specs. So like right now, I know this is small, but I am running a 12-core Ryzen 9 3900X. This gives you the cache, gives me the motherboard that I'm running, my memory. So right now, running 64 gigs. I thought I was running more than that. Yeah, 64 gigs of memory. Yeah, 4 sticks of 16 gigabytes each. Tells you a graphics card, 3080 Ti, and it does a bench, but I mean, mainly it's these that we want to see. What CPU you got, what's your memory, and stuff like that. So that's CPU ID, search for that, and then download CPU Z, and that's what you would use. All right, Sam, any good to connect capturing USB into another machine, then record there, or VB audio cable? Honestly, if you're trying to do it across networks, I would look at that NDI bridge if it's going to be locally. Let's see. If not, what would you recommend? You need a booster. I didn't click on this. This was streaming presentation. Streaming, maybe you can get one of these ones that's a Ryzen 5. But I would see if you can get a mini one that's a Ryzen 7, then you should be good. Now to do both, I kind of don't like doing both, but technically, yes, it could do it. Even a Ryzen 5 could do it. But if you can get a Ryzen 7, I would say go for that. But realize you're going to be limited on how many outputs that you have. You're probably only going to be able to do 2. So how did you display the on-air time on your screen? That was still presenter. I just made a change, and I made a different timer in presenter. So if I cut over here, so I made another timer. So we have a streaming countdown that's going to 24 hours. That is that's a time up. And then I have another countdown. It's counting down to a time. So those are both of my timers. I edit the layouts here, and here I redesigned this to where I did text, and I have 2 links. This text is going to my streaming duration. This one is going to my countdown. So one is showing how long I've been streaming. The other one is counting down how much time we got left till noon. And that's what we did. And then I assigned that layout to the NDI feed, which is going to at the top. That's what you're seeing right there. So that's how we did that. I hit my elbow on something the other day. I think I must have chipped something. And that thing is tender right there. I told my pastor we should have 2, but he is thinking of getting 1 only. I don't like sharing duties with a task. I like it being one. Like even all this stuff, I've had a streaming system do all of this. And then even then, the web presenter was actually doing everything originally. So when the web presenter failed, I can fail over to something else if need be. If anything had happened and I was using both of those tasks on one computer, you lose both of them. That's the reason why I always like to have redundancy in that. And for those that are asking, I am still recording. This file is going to be massive. Our church videos are stored by year. How long would you suggest keeping the backups? Personally, as long as you don't have any type of crazy music, long-term backups, my final versions, they go on YouTube and Facebook. Me personally, I keep 2 years of ISO recordings. And then after that, I keep nothing but the final. Then 1 year after that, that final recording is uploaded to YouTube. And I'll still try and hold on to mainly the finals, but not all the ISO files. You are welcome. All right. Need to take a bathroom break, folks. We will be back. Cut that off. Yep. I have been live streaming for 21 hours and 44 minutes. It was a fundraiser. So I got 2 hours and like 15 minutes left. I'm hurt. Alrighty, we's back, man. 2 hours to go. Let's see. Pastor Daniel. AJ, are you interested in doing small for me conferences in various states? Yeah, I am. What about collabs? Yes, I am. As long as I know the spirit and the heart of the folks is shared, then yeah. Can you edit the layout for the timers in the free version of Presenter? You should. Yeah, you can. Well, actually, the free version won't allow you to do a stage display, and it won't allow you to have multiple outputs, so you won't be able to do anything other than the audience, unfortunately. Streets of Destiny. I'm discovering OBS 28 and 29 application audio input. It works well with Zoom as input audio to stream. Awesome. Glad that works for y'all. I've been so used to doing the VB audio cable. I kind of stick with that, but the issue I had recently, might need to switch that up. So, yeah, man. Just again, big thank you for everything that has been going. Okay, we just hit 1525 on PayPal. So let's look at that again. That is 1525. And I keep closing my calculator. 1525. And we have 858.57 here on YouTube. So we're at $2,383.57. So really excited. Brian wants to know, is John Cook still online? I thought he was. And then his wife got on as well too. So man, I'm excited. So for, again, if you are going on the E-Missionary Cruise, realize that the final payment is due February 8th. So that's 90 days before the cruise. So please get that stuff taken care of. We don't want to miss you if you plan on going. I took care of mine, so we're good. Philip Paul. AJ, is the giveaway link is the same as the every 10,000? Yes, it is. I am not sure whether I entered earlier. Can I enter again? I mean, you can enter again if you want to. When I run the stuff, it's going to filter out any duplicates, and it's only going to show you once unless you are a YouTube member or a Patreon supporter. That's what's entered twice. I got a bump on the side of my nose, so I'm not digging in my nose. I got a bump. I know somebody's going to be like, that's nasty. Whatever. I'm half asleep. So I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh. Whew. Yes, I think you're talking about this, man. This is flashback to military. Went to boot camp and had to stand. Like, I think we stood in line for like 3 days and didn't even have sleep. They wouldn't let us go to sleep on the desks or nothing. Oh, my gosh. That was so... And oh, my gosh. This is the longest 7 minutes imaginable. All right, so let's go ahead and let me actually do something here, because this is a video I meant to make for New Hope, and let's power through the ending of this. All right, so, and a good thing is this update kind of messed my stuff up. So now we have looks, and did it erase my looks too? Dag nabbit, it sure did. So let's call this full screen. And this is going to be called lower thirds. Mentally, oh my gosh. Hold on, I need to take a pause. coming down hard. It really feels like that time is slowed down. If I entered the matrix, is everything slowing down? Mm, mm, mm. Man, we almost there. Come on, AJ. Come on, AJ. We can do this. All right. So in my looks, I'm gonna make looks for my screens, and so I have one that's a lower third, which means if we did a different screen, we want to change one of them. So this is actually gonna be backwards. I want this to always be whatever. But then I want PP7 OBS in lower thirds. I want it to, every time I have this look, it's going to push everything into a lower third scripture format. When it's full screen, I want it to mimic everything. Now in this lower third format, I don't want messages. I don't want props. I don't want announcements. I don't want media. I don't want video. So it's just going to be in a lower third format. All right. So that's the first thing. We set our scenes up and we got everything set the way we want it. All right. So if I come in here and I pull up the Bible, you see it's going to do this. That's for a screen. And then let me actually rename the screens so it makes it easier as well too. So in here, I'm going to say Sanctuary TVs, and I'll call this one, and I will call this ATEM. All right. So let's just play around with that and say that's what this is. So if I go here, you see that the TVs, what's showing, and let's do a background. So say the TVs are in the sanctuary, that's what's going on. That's how they're going to look. If I go to the ATEM, it looks the same way because that's the look we have. Now, typically, what I would do in this layout, say that we add the scripture to our playlist. This is our default, right? We're going to add it here. There's our scripture. We put it in this area. Now, when you run this timeline, if you want different looks, so say when we go scripture, we want to do lower thirds because in the sanctuary, we're getting ProPresenter. It's always going to show ProPresenter. It's never going to show cameras like I have at Signs and Wonders. So I come here to the scripture, and there we go, right? And let's add this here. So the first thing I'm going to do is when I go to my scripture, you can do this as a layout, and then you want to have your first image. We're going to add a look here. So we're going to go to lower thirds. So you see, this is how it is. So now if I click away and go to whatever, see, it shows the same thing. But now when I go here, click on my slide. Now this is the ATEM that we're looking at right now. If we click on this, boom, look, it immediately changes to this format, and see, now it's in the lower third. But if we go back to our sanctuary TVs, see, it shows like this. All right. So I say all that. So I had a lot of people have an issue. This is for New Hope in Oxford. The idea is you set your looks up, and we did one that says full screen and lower thirds. So it makes you know how it's going to be formatted. The Sanctuary TVs is an output coming directly from the ProPresenter system that's going directly to those TVs. You have another output that's coming from the PC, but it's going into the ATEM. So you know when you hit this, you'll be having a camera showing people in the sanctuary. That's what's going to the ATEM so people can see it. But then when you hit your scripture, because it's locked to that layout, every time you add a scripture and say you want to always use this background for when you do scripture. So you need to do that. It's always going to put it in the right format. So when you hit it, the sanctuary will be looking this way, but you'll already be in a lower third. So on the ATEM, you hit DSK, boom. Now you got text over live video. But say you want to do announcements. So we'll come in here and we'll put a look on here because it's not going to change the look unless you have something that changes it back. So we'll have the look say that we want this to be full screen. So now it's still in the lower third format, but once we get to our announcements, see now, why did that not stop? So let's do that again. We go here. I'm going to mute that. So see, that's the Sanctuary TVs. That's what they see. We go to the ATEM. That's what they see. But if we come here and immediately click on that slide and look, it just immediately jumped to that lower third format. So you can set this, and now we have announcements being played here, but we don't have anything showing anywhere else. So really cool. And I know I'm kind of off of it just a little bit, but that's how you can set that up. So you set this up in your digital church program. So all you do, this is the same, the workflow, you see these little headers, that stuff doesn't change. This content doesn't change. So if we had an intro, outro, we're going to add a look here on the first one, and that's going to change this to full screen. So every time it runs, it goes that. You can have this on your songs to where it's always going to go in that lower third format if you wanted to, and all this other stuff like that. So that's how I normally do it. So you don't have to keep changing it every single time. Daniel, just started bobbing and foot just started tapping to this music. I almost felt a choir double tap. Man, y'all silly, man. Ty Johnson, you doing good, AJ, or it looks that way. Carriers of the covenant. Good morning. Congratulations. Is there any truth to the rumor that you are trading the round table in for a flat table? No. No, always round table. 22 hours. 22 hours. Can you put a link in for the chair that you've been using? Honestly, this chair has put some work in. I got this chair because my daughter took my chair. I'm not really a big fan of this one. But let me see. I think I bought this one from Office Max. I need something with some more back support, to be quite honest. And there it is. It came right up on the front right there. So the chair that I am using is this one right here. That's exactly the one I'm using. So I'll put a link in there. But again, I would do something different than this chair. So, folks, I mean, the people who have been running along and watching along, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Just realize, again, if you are interested in helping to support, we got a new Patreon supporter. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. So if those are y'all are interested in supporting what we're doing and you still got time to jump in here, you can donate towards our super chats or by going to the link down below, which is also in the chat pinned there, to our online donation through PayPal. All the funds that go here are going to go to a bundle to where we can bless another ministry. Really excited about that. And then also the good folks at PhoneLiveStreaming had an option to where if you sign up, your ministry signs up for a free trial and live stream using their phone live streaming service with 3 people listening in on it, they will also donate $100 toward this cause. Really excited and thankful for that. And to be entered in the giveaway, it's also in the chat. But how we're going to pick people is this is the bundle that we're giving away for every 10,000, but we're throwing about $500 more extra into it. And what you do to enter that giveaway, you go to this link right here. And there you go. We will pick somebody randomly for that, and then bless that ministry. Go in there, hook them up, and Yay. So I'm looking at YouTube, and it says we've been streaming for 22 hours and 26 minutes. So technically, we only got an hour and a half. So 90 minutes and counting. Man. Let's see. Yep, almost there. Talking about a flat table sleeping under the bed, but again, I still got an appointment right after this. Then you'll tag me and coach, add me on mic to the stream for comic relief. I do want to play around with the YouTube joint streaming. That is an option that I added a while ago. Be shortly, that chair gonna be worth money one day. You can auction. G-Man's here. What a journey. I'm tired, man. You tired, man. We all tired. Let's see. Somebody left me a voicemail. Who is this? Just got a message. Somebody's asking, how come camera 5? Camera 5? Paul, thank you so much for the super chat. Work never ends. Let's see. Where are we at? I'm telling you, that clock is playing games. Man, I know we were less than that. Because we almost at a minute 30. We're at a minute 30. We're at an hour and 31 minutes left on YouTube. Man. So for folks, we're gonna try and go in for the last bit. I'm gonna try and take one more break, and then we'll be back. What else do we got? Let's try and put up a video here. We go to finals. Trying to find something here. Oh, wrong one. Did it again. There we go. That's my little girl. Trying to find a good one. Some videos y'all might not have been aware of. App. We did the migration. Let's do the Chrome remote desktop. How about we do that one? I think that would be beneficial to y'all because a lot of people have asked about it. Let's change our audio first so y'all can actually hear. Hey folks, AJaytheCEO here, and in this video, we're going to be walking through the basic steps that you need to set up Chrome Remote Desktop so that you can manage those computers from home. Let's go. So this is going to be another one shot
where we are looking at comments or questions that people have sent me on YouTube. And hey, I want to get a chance to answer some of those ones that I know a couple of people have been asking about, and I don't think it would take a lot of time to actually produce. And plus, I needed to do this anyway. And I might as well just document the whole process. So, what is Chrome Remote Desktop? It is a remote desktop application provided by Google that goes through your Chrome browser. Most people don't know or might not remember, I have a background in IT. I've always done help desk, tech support, all this other stuff. And I've done a few vlogs where I've had to drive to my mom's house to work on stuff. And every computer that I have access to, friends and family, or especially clients that or I'm maintaining and doing tech support for them, I always install Chrome Remote Desktop so that I don't have to physically drive there. I can always log in and do that. So I want to walk you through this whole process. I have my new laptop over here, so I need to do this anyway. And it's like, hey, why not just record it and show you how to do it? Because I forgot who the person is. Moraine Mattis, sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, put the comment up here, wants to know, can I do a video showing us how to set up multiple devices on Chrome Remote Desktop? Sure. Again, I only have one device, but it's literally the exact same process that you need to do. So let me grab my laptop, bring it over here, hook it up to the ATEM so y'all can see what I'm doing. Alrighty, we are on my Lenovo laptop that was recommended by the Chuck Taylor during the sale. Normally, I'm not a big laptop person, but with all the driving and stuff like that, I needed something to take around with me. All right, so what's the first process of doing this? I do this mainly is linked between your Google account. So for all of my clients and stuff like that, I have to log in and put my Google account on the system. So that's what we're gonna do. So let's open up Chrome here. And the good thing is I'm already logged into this. So like if I go, let me actually go to the churches and I'll show you exactly the process that you need to do for this. So as you can see, here's a couple of other clients of computers that I've done, and I have their systems in here so I can remote in. All right, like for example, here's my mom's is on here. So let me go to the church's live streaming account. I think that live streaming system, that would be the first thing. And actually, let me do this because this was one question somebody asked. It was like, how do you stay on Chrome Remote Desktop without being kicked off every 5 minutes? I've never been kicked off. The only time I've ever been kicked off is when I've lost a connection. But also, you put a key on here, which we're going to walk through. I actually like to check this off because, hey, I know what my stuff is. I don't want to put the key in all the time. So I check that little box off. All right. So now that I'm logging into the streaming system at church, let me walk you through what I did because I don't want my main account to exist always there at the church, but you need to link your account in some way. So here's our church's media ministry Google account. And all I really did is I linked my account here in Chrome and I switched back to the main one. That's all you really have to do. If you have any issues with that, you can still have it set up to where people need to put in a password so somebody just can't get to your stuff and get all through your stuff. But that can be your concern. Or what I've done is also do the same thing, but log into the account under the admin account, because any computers I set up in churches, I don't give them the admin system, especially ones I'm maintaining. I put my stuff on admin and then make a lower account for everybody else. That could also work too. All right, so anyway, enough of all that blabbing. Let's go back and let's set this whole thing up. All right, so the very first thing is I'm gonna close my browser and then we're gonna go to remotedesktop.google.com. And like I said, you need to be linked into your account first to do that. If you don't, go here, do a new ad, make a new account, then link your Google account to it so that you're actually tied into your account. All right, so it actually was gonna pop this up here for me already. And let me crank up the picture here. Would you like to install Chrome Remote Desktop? Yes, I would. Let's go ahead and install that. Click install. And I don't know, sometimes it always acts funny like this sometimes. It makes another window open, which wasn't really needed. So let's go through it again. So that way, if you have the same issue, hey, guess what? It's right there. Same thing happened to me. All right, so if that install that pops up doesn't work, you can always scroll down to the bottom, set up remote access, go ahead and download the little application here. And every time I move my picture-in-picture, something else shows up here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, accept and install. Yes, you wanna allow this to open. It's gonna go ahead and do the install here. All right, we're gonna give it a name. And I will say, call it AJ the CEO laptop. All right, then next, create a pin. And no, I don't want to help improve. And we do start. Now it's going to install a service that's going to keep this running. That's how you can log into it with everything off, while the computer is on. Once it gets internet access and that service is running, that's how you can remote into it. Alrighty, now that's it. So now let me switch back over to my main system. So now this is my desktop here, my video editing system. And as you can see, we have our new laptop system on here now. As you can see, I'm not on it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over here somewhere so I can keep charging. Now move my keyboard back in front of me. And now we can just go ahead and click on here and put it in our new code that we set. I'm gonna remember this. And boom, there we go. Now again, if you have any issues where this is not allowing you to log in, the only thing I can think of is if your internet connection is not stable, or you're getting something to where maybe one of these services, or especially a laptop, I have mine set that even if it's running under battery power, to not automatically turn off after 10, 15 minutes and stuff like that. You might want to check something like that. But I've never had an issue where it just shuts off in 5 minutes. But anyway, that's it. This is one of the, especially from a media ministry standpoint, I love this because if you happen to be on vacation, you're kind of the lead and people have a problem, I can log into any one of these systems to troubleshoot, help them, the team who's there on site. Or it's been times to where hey, nobody's there when I was working a regular job and I couldn't get off and they had something. I could remote in, and as long as it wasn't really taxing, I could remote in and control everything in the media booth through the computers, even though I wasn't physically there. But that's really it, really straightforward. Let me know if you have any questions about Chrome Remote Desktop. And like I said, I use this for IT. I use this for computers that I'm covering tech support for people at a distance, family that are far away that I need to work on their computers, and especially for my media ministry. So anyway, that's about it, folks. If you have any other questions, like I said, leave it in the comments. Make sure if you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry, or if we're talking about other tech, doing one-shots, or we might just be answering your comments and questions that you send or email me. Want to thank the patrons and the YouTube members for making this video possible. Their names are going quickly, fast, in a hurry, right over here. And you too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, or you can become a YouTube member for as little as $4.99 a month. No matter which option that you pick, you are helping us train media ministries all over the world. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We will see you on the next video. Later.
No, it should be a button on a remote that looks like a square with an arrow on the right side. Yes, sir. Just give it a second. It's gonna be booting up. Alrighty. Yes, sir. Right. All right. Sorry about that, folks. So let's see what we got. Sean wants to know: is there a way to connect a phone call to an X32? Yes. You can have your output cable, like headphones and mic, be connected, or better yet, you can get an adapter. Chuck talked about that, and I actually used it with a ministry. It is a Bluetooth XLR adapter. Let me see where that is. XLR. All right. So yeah, this is what I did for. Why don't the ministry's name is escaping me right now? But anyway, we use this, and like you see, we did this earlier last year, and this connects in, and then it shows up as a Bluetooth, and it's just a channel that you have it plugged into, and then I will pull in mic and everything that you hear, while bringing in a phone call. I forgot how you would capture it the other way. I think Bluetooth, it should work both ways, but again, I think it's just your audio in. So that way you can hear somebody talking. So that's what I used it for that. It does, you charge it up, and I forgot how long it lasts, but it does do some integration. So you plug it in that way. And then I think that cable in the back is where you can plug everything out. Or you can get it called in that way. So hopefully that helps you. Scott was saying, got to go watch my daughter run in a circle, finish strong. Some track stuff, yeah. Philip Paul. I am planning to start making short videos for the churches that I help them out. Example video, how to use Presenter or OBS or some other stuff. Something like each video would be a part by part. Awesome. Mike saves tons of miles and is so essential in tons of situations like accessing computers from the phone while on stage. Hey, that's happened before as well. See, I knew it was going crazy. Your clocks appear to be going by the moon on the YouTube from London. It's like left. Yeah, I don't know. I knew I wasn't crazy. It's saying it's 1:35. This shorty says I feel stupid, but I didn't know about the Chrome remote until yesterday when AJ mentioned it. I used other paid services before, but I had no clue about this.